Hey, this is Steven from RC Engineering, and today we're going to be continuing on with the series about the development for the Eachine VR 006s, which are those small little cheap box goggles that I'm trying to make the best budget goggles I could possibly make. So, unfortunately, I was going to jump on Fusion in this video, but it looks like Fusion's like crashing randomly after like about 2 minutes of use, 3 minutes of use, so we're gonna have to push that back to a later time. But other than that, um, we have a few things that have come up, and so might as well mention that, and also do what we can, looking at some of the things that are going to be added. So now it's currently summer for me. Summer started for me on the 22nd. We're already 5 days into summer, not yet done with the first week. So again, the few planned options that we're going to do on the Eachine VR 006s stock on the stock frame um, are a battery upgrade and also a DVR. The reason why a battery upgrade is that we're going to be adding a DVR, and the DVR is going to suck more power. So we're going to need a better battery to upgrade the DVR. The DVR has all of the goodies in it for playback and recording, and the one I'm looking at is the Eachine Pro DVR. I'll probably try a few different ones. This is definitely the goggles to try that on, but there's just only a few on Banggood. There's this guy, and then there's another one which is a clear one, which is this guy. But this guy is just for on drone recording. Does not have a playback option, so obviously that's not going to work for what we want to do with it. Another thing also is my buddy gave me or let me borrow a giant printer. It's called the Upbox Plus. It's a giant 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot printer, and it'll print 12 inches by 8 inches by 9 inches or something like that. So we're definitely going to be able to do some heavy duty modding on these goggles with that guy, and that guy will print ABS, nylon, all that kind of stuff. Actually, the next best thing, it looks like this one's new. Never seen this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the different DVRs. Let's go ahead and compare. So let's go ahead and duplicate this guy. And again, we're looking for not like a remote DVR, but like or a ground station DVR. Obviously, this one's more expensive than the Eachine Pro DVR. So you got the Eachine Pro DVR, and this one I found on this guy. It's from the United States. For some reason, it's cheaper than from China. I don't know why that is, but this guy is free 2 to 5. I've also found it on Amazon for 22, and it's got some good reviews. Great DVR for the money. Yeah, so here's talking about people recording it quad side instead of on the ground station. Yeah, otherwise it looks like it's pretty good. So this guy will take in 5 volts, so it will work on 1S. 8 days of use. Yeah, it looks like it's working fine. It's not gonna let me pick that up. Anyways, so here's the EV100 Micro. So this is for like the Eachine EV100s. This guy's not gonna work because it takes 7.4 volt. This guy would work. This is the small one that goes quad side. Here's the bundle. Wait, this one's interesting. So that's one that we could look at. Nothing else on here. And again, this one eventually we want to install inside of the goggles that we design and build, but right now it's going to be installed on the top towards the front of the head plate to get as much weight away from the front. So it's going to be right towards the face, the curve of the face. But it looks like we're getting more and more into the weeds here. And there's 600 something items. 16 pages, so it looks like these are just the main ones here, and then you got this guy, which looks like just to be a AV in, AV out. It's kind of, but yeah, it's even lower resolution. Yeah. So the main resolution that we're looking for here is the I mean, here's all the instructions. What do you need? What do you need more instructions for? Okay, so it's the VGA 640 by 480, 720 by 480, and 1280 by 480. So this is almost 720p right here. 1280 by 720 is 720p. So here we go. This is the HM DVR. Let's look at this guy. So here's got a plus 5 volt. So this is talking about some setups for, so we're going to do ground station. These are setups for splitting. So here we go. Monitor, ground, AV out to the monitor. Obviously skipping audio. V in comes from the RX. Ground, 5 volt from the battery. 5 volt here. Ground, video. Receiver. Monitor. Here's the HM DVR. Oh, so it's basically got the exact same. I mean, it looks like the exact same thing. Am I wrong in saying that? No. So here it's saying if you do PAL, it's going to crop top and bottom, so do NTSC. But, I mean, they look exactly the same. They're actually the exact same size. Oh, I guess I got new firmware. I don't know how you do that. Anyways, user manual. Let's go ahead and look at that. But yeah, I mean, it looks like the exact same thing. And here's the user manual, which is basically the same exact page. It looks like power supply, cam cable, video cable, key, lead wire, DIY power supply, cam cable, DIY video cable manual. I guess this is the manual. Here's the wiring diagram, camera, video recording. So this one, I'm going to have to do some testing on it to see if I could actually fly it while I was doing this, or if it's just going to be too much latency for the video to come in and then come out. Probably going to be that, so I'm probably just going to have to switch it between AVN and this guy in order to get the AVN. And the AVN again is just going to be a cable where it goes into the top. There's a little port in the top. So this is definitely the guy I'm going to put on top. I can show you a mod where it's done. Let me see. VR006. I should have skipped the commercial. So here he just has it plus 5 ground, looks like signal, something else, audio or something. Oh yeah, you see he's got AN plugged in. And so this is all plugged in, and then here's the analog in, So here you guys got ground, audio, and ground. 2 separate grounds. Video ends yellow, knitter ground, and then 5 volt. There you can see he's got the red light on. And so he cuts this open here to stick it on. But here, that's a bad idea. I mean, you want this thing as close to the front as possible to get as much as you can out of it. But then need an audio jack. So buy an audio jack, cut it open, and try to wire this in there, solder it together so you could run on the top there. Or desolder the analog and be able to do that. But you see right here, it's got a good quality recording there. Let me let my cat out. It's got a good quality recording. It's super crisp. You have all the different options. You have the built-in little option of doing the stepping through the menus and all that stuff in that in this particular setup. All right, so with that said, those are the ones that I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'm gonna spend an extra $3 to make sure I get it before Friday, but I am running out of videos to shoot for the development. I mean, I could always do another video on the quadcopter about jumped into some fusion, do some designing. Anyways, and then maybe I'll check on what's it called, Thingiverse, to see if I could find a model of a Mavic Air to sort of draw inspiration off of. Alright, so with that being said, I have my measurements from that the last development video I did on the VR006s, and here's all the Fresnel lens, the LCD, the electronics board, the buttons, the battery hole option, and then option 2. So, battery hole option, currently we have a 500 mAh in there, 500 mAh 1 cell LiPo, and from what I've seen, the lithium ion might not be the best for the density, but we'll look at it, because the problem with lithium ion is that pretty much the only thing in development for high density cells is the 18650. And those are gonna weigh at least 40 grams, which is way out of our weight range here. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go on Venom's website. Oops. We're gonna go on Venom Power's website, and we're gonna look at some cells, so we can get some ideas of weight that we have to be competitive with. So let's go ahead and close that out. So here's like a 430, 450. I don't know if they're gonna have like a 500. What the heck? Is it capacity? No. Huh. Anyways, 450 is pretty damn close. Let's go ahead. Oh, is this 2 cell or 1 cell? Do they even do it? Yeah. No, it did not. There you go. Where's the 1 cells? What happened to the website, man? Anyways, let's look for a 500. So this is a 452 cell. I guess you could look at that weight and cut it in half. Here's some 1 cells. That's a 180. It's a 200 1 cell. It's a 251 cell. Let me see. 500 milliamp hour 1S. Oh, here we go. So let's look at more here. There's a JST. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of them. Okay, so here's a here's sort of another idea here. And then here's another one. Okay, so I don't want that one. So here we go. Here's a venom fly. Obviously, it's perfectly fine if we... Do they have transmitter receiver? They do have transmitter receiver batteries. Again, but something happened to their... oh, they only have 2 cell. So I mean, unless you're gonna pop it open. Anyways, this is a $20 pack, and we do not have any information on it. So let's just look at this one. Let's just look at this one and get an idea. But I think this is, oh, it's a 30C, so it might be a little heavy. But yeah, 14 grams. So 14 grams for a 500, and let's see if they don't have any specs on. I did see the spec on that other one is a 250 milliamp hour. So this is 250 milliamp hour. So let's talk about VR 006. I think they had where they talked about the current draw here for this guy. I think. See. I mean, even if they didn't, it's 1 hour battery, so it's about 500 milliamp hour. So you're talking 750 milliamp hour. Okay. So here it says a 500 milliamp hour, which I really appreciate them putting that. Okay, working current 350 to 450. So let's do on high range. So let's say 450 plus another 250 for this guy. Let's see if this one has it. I don't think this one has it either. Nope. So about 250 milliamp hours. So let's say a total of 700 milliamp hours. So 750. We wanted to do about an hour. So what is that? 750. Let's say an hour and a half. So 0.750. Or we could do middle range of this guy. 350 between that. So that's 400. So we could say 400 plus 0.250. Oops. That's 0.650 times 1.5 equals times 1,000. So let's say like a 1,000 milliamp hour. Let's see if we can find any more details on that guy. That guy is the Eachine Pro DVR current draw. Let's check Eachine's website. Probably not going to find much there. Here it is. Just basically bigger font. Yeah, so people are saying it is extremely power hungry. Let me see here. Yeah, the current consumption of the HM-DVRS is 250 milliamp hour, but it does not have it for the Eachine Pro DVR. So I'm going to say that we're going to assume that. So let's go ahead and look at a Venom 30C. Well, no, we don't want 30C, but 1000 milliamp hour 1S. Oops. We want as low as possible. Here's one. It's a 25. It's a drone. Doesn't really have any specs on it. Here's one in Venom Power. I think it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. So there it is. So this is similar C rating. This is 13.8 grams, and this one is 25 grams. Okay, so we're up to 25 grams. So we're halfway to the weight of an 18650. So let's look at, we're gonna go on battery size. See if we could find a lithium ion one cell that's a similar size. Anything, it basically has to be at one cell. And kind of sketchy, you know, trying to charge a lithium ion using a LiPo thing, but, you know, hey, what are you going to do? Get way more of the density. Okay, so here's a list of standard rechargeable 18650s, most popular. Where'd it go? Right there. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at something with 1000 in the maximum range. So 16340. 16340. See if we can get it under. Oh, here's these guys. These guys are supposed to be, these guys have been pretty good. 16340s. Capacity is low, 650. 750. 2000. It's questionable. $650, 700, 1200. I mean, that's not bad. That might be a lie, possibly, because yeah, you want to be very, very careful when you're looking at these. They don't give you some crazy power rating on them. Let's look at these ones. Yeah, they got low ratings. Okay. This even kind of comes with a charger, which is pretty nice. Okay, so maybe let's look for something that's got a 1200 top rating. 18350. 18's a little long. 18's a little big in diameter. Okay, so our hole is only 0.430. So millimeters to inches. Or millimeters to inches. So millimeters is the maximum cell size we could have is 0.430. Wait, 0.430 inches, not millimeters. 0.430, yeah. That's 10 millimeters, so that ain't gonna work. Actually, technically, it can be that way if it's a certain size, certain length. Because the length is 1.776 inches. 1.776 inches. It's like a triangle. Let me see if I can. So what the slot looks like, because I don't have CAD to draw it for you, is it looks like this. So like opens up wider like that on that side. So if we could get it in here, then it'd be fine. It's just that over here it's 0.430. And 1.776 is 45 millimeters. I wish what I measured is I measured this length, this width here, and so I could get an equation for what that looks like, so I can make sure that I don't hit. I might have to crack it open just to look at that, but we'll look here. So that being said, this might be the biggest thing that we're looking at is the diameter. But let's see, what are these guys? So this guy is a 1200, but they're weighing 32 grams compared to this guy, which is 25 grams. So yeah, the lithium ion is not really, well, what we need to do is we need to see if we could find something that overshoots that. What did I just do with the, oh, right here. Okay, so let's see if we can find anything in the last few minutes here. Another thing also, we might as well knock out the ones that are not going to work as far as the height. So depth of 1.5 inch. 1.512 inches. Depth is 38 millimeters. So this gets deeper, sort of. Can't be 40 millimeters, so it has to be under. So that one might work. But the 650, 65 millimeters is way too long. 18,350, but 18 is huge. 18 is 3/4 of an inch. That might work. Yeah, that'd probably work. Okay, so let's look at this one. 18,350, and let's look at a 1200. There you go. 1200 mAh. A bunch of them. What are we looking at here? Weight. No, it does not have weight there. $23 grams. That's better. This is okay. So, but that's 23 grams with a cable. That cable weighs way more than 2 grams. But this one is 1200. This one's 1200 milliamp hours. So let me pull that in here. So this is what we're looking at here. But yeah, I do think that might be the best option. This one's too big. It's definitely too big. Obviously, we would prefer the bigger diameter. No, it's too big, 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 too big. That one would work. Oh, that's low. It's missing a number, I think. Anyways, yeah, so I mean that's the biggest one we could get for that size. That might be an option. So let's see here. $20. Wow. Standard continuous charging current. Standard maximum continuous discharging current. Okay, 1.1 amp, which is really close to what we're going to be pulling, sort of. So it'll definitely keep, so 25 grams. So yeah, they're all about 25 grams. So that might be interesting. You get another 20%. I mean, if you get a good battery, right? Which barely any of these have any. This is like a demon fire, kind of weird name. This is a 23 gram. At least it's got 17 reviews. That might be another option. What else we got? I only really want one, but it's got to be prime. I'm not gonna wait freaking 2 weeks to get one. Yeah, and everything. Gotta get a charger for it. I mean, I guess I could use my brother's charger. Oh no, I can charge through the USB. Right. Because it's just gonna use a balance port, and I mean, there basically isn't a balance port. It's just one cell. It's charged through USB. I mean, those look like the best quality cells. I mean, this is a sponsored, but that doesn't mean that it's backed or anything like that from these guys. And I definitely don't need 4 pieces. Okay. Just read the reviews on this guy. Saying poor capacity, but no one ever checks it. So what I would do is I'd probably buy one and just check it for capacity. But yeah, I mean, these got the best reviews, I guess. This one's got 69 reviews compared to the rest of this one. This one's got like a red one, and then the rest of these don't. But yeah, so but we're going to be increasing the weight of these guys, and also I think it's got a secondary. Yeah, so I have a secondary option, which is 0.3 by 532. But 0.3 is pretty small. Yeah, 0.3 is not even that size. And then this guy just be glued in there or do something with it. Another option is, what do we see for on Banggood for a option on just a regular 1000 one cell. So here's like a WL Toys, just a regular 1000 for $7. Yeah, it's just the same price as the lithium ion, pretty much. They have a one out of United States? Nope. Shipping take 20 days. Oh, plus a $4 shipping. Yeah, let's not do that. What about an eBay? Because yeah, I mean, something like that is perfectly fine. Here's some whole bunch of them, different types of. These are way too long. Something like that, but that's difficult to solder, and then you gotta. I mean, I guess that would work. There's that Venom battery. These Electron Pros look pretty nice, but Oh, here you go. There's a graphene, 2 graphenes, 65C. That might be interesting to try on the drone. Run some graphenes, definitely blow the crap out of the blow the crap out of the motors. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this up. So this is an option. And then this guy or this guy. I want really one. Like it'd be free shipping. Whatever, I don't care. Okay, this guy, let's look at the dimensions here. Dimensions 64 by 34. 34. It's 1.338 inches. That's barely under. Okay, I thought somebody was going to call me. That was just a text message. Alright, and thickness is... Oh, that's the height. That'll work. I'll clear. Barely. But I'll clear. What about length? Can I store it lengthwise? 34 is 1.33. Oh, 67. Oh no, that's 2 inches tall. That ain't gonna work. That ain't going to work. I might have to store 2 square cells in there. Okay, so we might be, lithium ion might be our best bet. But what did it say about weight on there? It's 1,000. 25 grams. Nothing on it, so yeah. What about this guy? Charge rate 1C, 30C, 60 burst. Probably not actually rated that way. 62, not much shorter. Not gonna work. Wait, 34 by 6. So what we might have to do is we might have to find a stubby. Oh, it's the United States. $10, free shipping maybe, free shipping. Yeah. This is what do we got? 29 grams, a little bit heavier. Okay, size 48. 48 tall. Still over. Still over. Even can't even put it widthwise. Oops. Oh, I looked at the down here. 680, 240. Alright, so now what it's looking like, let's go ahead and cut it short here. I mean, obviously we're going long, but let's cut down here. So what it's looking like, if it's the smaller capacity, if you don't want to do any mods to the frame, it looks like your best option is the 186, these guys, the 18350 1200. I have a smart charger that I could employ to do the testing on this guy, see if it's actually worth it. Obviously another problem is it's going to add a little bit of height to it because I need to put a cable. I need to put a cable on the bottom. But let's look at if I could barely get to how much room I have. I have about 1/4 of an inch. So it says here 1.37. I have less than 1/4 inch. I should be able to get the cable underneath there. But it would go across, but it's too wide at 18 millimeters. It might go across. So, yeah, this is going to be very interesting to try. But this is what it looks like I'm going with for right now to try. I will look at some more batteries, but right now for It's got a slight density, lead on the LiPo, so 1200 divided by 1000 equals just a 20%. It's a 20% increase in density for the same weight. Also, this guy will drop lower. It'll drop lower in the voltage curve before it peters off, and also it's going to be easier to store on the final version because it's tighter. I can store it further back. I would really like to be able to store it inside of this second option, but it's only a 0.3 inch storage spot. I might just cut that open and store it really close to the base of the goggle, because that's before it's a 15 gram jump, and it jumps from 15 grams to what is it? So it jumps from 15 grams to 25 grams, so that's an additional 10 grams. So what I might do is I might just cut that second option open and then push it as close to the base of the goggle as possible, just to relieve a lot of that weight. So that's the next option. Alright, so that's pretty much it. This has been Steven from... Okay, so I'm going to summarize it. Basically going to run that lithium-ion 18350 by 1200 milliamp hour. I should get at least an hour and a half out of it, out at the field. So that's like, 10 batteries or whatever. Even though that's pretty extreme, I might find another option of holding these. I might find another option. We'll see something to where maybe I don't need as much time, but that's still just the hour. It's even just an hour, the 450 plus 250. Oops. 450 plus 250. That's a 700. I mean, I do have a 700. I do have an 800 that will give me 1 hour of LiPo. So you could also check that out. Alright, so I'll do some more research and I'll let you guys know what I'm going to go with, and that will probably be ordered next week after I get the DVR coming up this week, and I will test it and we'll look at the on time that we have on this guy, and then I'll probably also next week do the review on the VR006s, and then we'll see what type of on time we get, and we will adjust the battery accordingly. Alright, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Steven from RC Engineering, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.